Well, if I say in one word, it's the confidence. So, being an international student, it wasn't easy for me to cope up with the system when I came here first. So, since I joining the HDR Mentors, actually, I came to know with the people coming from different culture, different background, different faculties. And while I was arranging program with them, actually giving me a really good boost up. Like I wasn't able to, like I'm giving an interview now, speaking in English. It's not an easy for a non-speaker. It's not a non-English speaker. So that's the main reason. And also through the mentoring program, I had to come up with lots of ideas that actually helped me to reshape my research here as well. So in one word, it's a confidence. I would say.
Oh, what's the best things that have happened? I think meeting the people. I think the relationships that I've formed. I can walk across campus now and I'll be stopped every 100 metres. Whereas when I first came here, I really didn't know that many people and it was a pretty isolating journey. So yeah, I think the best thing is the relationships. I've made some really good friends, got some really good support.
The best thing that has happened to me by joining the HDR Mentors program is that I have gained immense confidence to talk to people, to express my ideas clearly, to have confidence in my own self, and to believe that I can actually bring a positive change to anyone around myself and defeat the feeling of loneliness. And I personally had a very strange experience of joining my PhD program where I had episodes of repeated loneliness and I couldn't really share my pain with anyone. After joining this program, I have seen so many good friends. I have made so many good friends who have actually taught me how to go through this process, this painful process of PhD. And at the end, I not only see a change in myself as an individual, but I also see a change in my research quality. I also see a change in my CV, and have actually got a job offer from someone. And all the questions that they asked were from what I'm doing in the HDR Mentors program.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure what my best experiences have been with HDR Mentors. There are too many to count. I think it would have started when I actually started as a mentee. And that was in my second year MRes, and I participated, was an audience member as part of the MRes panel thesis submission challenges. And I believe the first cohort of HDR Mentors had organised that event, and I was in the audience. I was very stressed out at that point in time around submitting my thesis on time, and there was just a lot going on. The students just really normalised the experiences for me, and now 2 years on, I just chaired my own panel. I think one of the most memorable events would have to be the potluck dinner, because the potluck dinner brought together the whole HDR mentor community and their families. Because even though we're research students and we work in isolation a lot of the time, our families are really involved in what we do as well.
The best thing that HDR Mentors has happened to me so far, I guess, is the ability to meet many people across different faculties, able to find grounds and find the ability to actually link up on a kind of not only on a work level but a personal level, in terms of our work, and also our experience as a PhD student, and more importantly what our journey is. I think that's one of the benefits so far. How about you?
Yeah, I think the same first, and also personally I had great support from the HDR Mentors team for myself, and I tried to do something to other people as well. I learned many things, and I definitely very grateful to HDR Mentors, because I think you simply kept me alive during the last year. Yeah.
This is a very good question actually. What are the future benefits? I think it's important that people join as mentors, but also contribute to the program, because basically it's important to have people of your same level in terms of PhD student to PhD students, and able to relate their experience and share their experience eventually, so that people know what to expect and people can actually react accordingly. And all these experiences are very valuable. You can't get it elsewhere other from students themselves.
And
I think when we're starting to think about future, we usually think about risks. The risks of future, oh, global warming or something, but future is not only about risks, future is about what we are doing now, and it's a good chance to contribute to the future which we want to see. And how do you see the future of this community? How do you feel it should be in terms of relationship between people, attitudes, help, professional development, many things.
I believe that when there's contribution from individuals from this university to HDR Mentors, I believe that that will actually greatly improve everyone's experience, whether you're doing MRes or PhD.
The benefits of this program are that it's connecting people from different disciplines. I was just talking to someone just recently, and they were from accounting, and they were talking about the problem we all have about reading, and I thought that's the same problem as me, you know, that there's so much to read and you've kind of got to think about what am I going to do and what can I cut out, and I think when you have those conversations you kind of realise it's a community, it's not silos of different faculties.
Unlike the undergrad, actually, this higher degree research, either MDiv or PhD, is a quite isolated journey with ups and downs. You have to do lots of things by yourself. So the thing is that when a new student comes, actually they had to go through so many systems, like what they actually struggle with the information, where to go, how to get it. And we don't count this time, actually, time they're spending. So for example, it's been already 2-3 months, they passed out already, but they're still struggling. I think at that point, mentoring is quite crucial because they are not getting automatically peer support. That is not designed out. And also for international students, it's also quite important because they feel depressed. Like when they come at first with a new culture, they don't know how to approach the supervisor because it varies from culture to culture. So I think that's the time that's the gap that university don't count. Like a student is struggling going through. I think the HDR mentoring is doing a tremendous, a crucial role, and they have a crucial role to play as well.
That's wonderful. Really, it's the transition between MRes and PhD. It's not an easy transition to make, and I do think that building a strong research community made up of peers, that has really helped. I think another benefit for the HDR Mentors to the wider HDR community is definitely that it's also bridging the gap between domestic students and international students. Having exposure to different cultures, having exposure to academics or early career researchers from different international backgrounds really gives them a leg up in terms of learning how to manage a collaboration like that. One major benefit of the HDR Mentors program is certainly, I felt as a local student myself, I felt that sometimes my isolation was overlooked somewhat. It wasn't until I met up with the wider HDR community that I realised everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's experiencing the same amount of anxiety, everybody's experiencing the same amount of isolation, and everybody just really wants to come together and have a space where they can celebrate their accomplishments, but also share challenges that they might be facing.
I think the HDR Mentors program is not only beneficial to individuals, but it's kind of a collective thing. And most importantly, the research community at Macquarie, we need a lot of interdisciplinary interaction, we need a lot of interdepartment engagement, we need a lot of students who are actually not from an Australian background or not from this cultural background to understand this whole environment of education that the multiculturalism has brought. And we have so many domestic international students, and that's quite mix and match can actually bring up the skills that are like from different parts of the world, and when you make them, when you combine them, you can actually have a synergy of something very positive. One thing that the changing landscape of the research and the changing landscape of the industry is the multiculturalism. And in this program, you actually have the opportunity to learn how to talk to people from different backgrounds, how to behave in a difficult situation, how to make decisions. So there are some key skills that actually not only are industry-led, but also on the research basis. So the program aims are quite on both individual and community level.
My feeling is that HDR Mentors is a good platform which allows you to develop and implement your ideas which are not directly related to your research, but they are related to your personal development, to the creation of the community, something which is not very common and which we are not encounter with every day, but we can do something which is maybe seems crazy at this moment, but after that you do this and you're happy.
HDR Mentors is fantastic. It's an opportunity for you to get to know people in other disciplines, to have people that you can talk to, be free with, to share your concerns, but also to share the things that are going well when you get the PGRF grant or when you get that doctorate. So it's a very supportive community, and I really encourage you to join it.
I know you're in pain, so was I. I know you're in torture, so was I. And I joined the HDR Mentors program. I'm still in torture, but I can laugh it out.
HDR Mentors rocks.
I'd really love to encourage you to join our events. We've got academic events, we've got networking events, we've got events where you can practice your networking skills, we've got events where you can practice your conference presentation skills, and we've also got a couple events where we get free food.
Make a difference.
Join HDR Mentors!